Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chassis variant series, the Chariot series, myself, Critical Rocket. Here we are with the only Grasshopper variant that is available, outside of the ones that are available in game obviously, that you can build using existing models. It's the 6K. We're back to Kurita. Always inventive are the Kuritans. Very, very positive, forward-thinking people. You know, despite their crazy banzai attitude to things, they are an inventive group, same as the Capellan Confederation, always trying to come up with new ways to kill people. And yeah, the Kuritas are very good with this. So the Grasshopper 6K isn't on the face of it a huge departure from our regular Grasshopper. And we still have a missile in the head, you've still got a bevy of energy weapons and the jump jets and all that. But the twist with this one is that they upgraded the mediums to pulse models. So the ER large is replacing the large laser. And the LRM-5 is gone, instead replaced by a Streak 4. So the emphasis now is much more focused on its short-range death-dealing capabilities. Now the original writer for the Grasshopper was always about having the mech jumping into amongst a lance of mechs and using its medium-range weaponry to deal a lot of damage. Originally the large laser in the LRM-5 was to give it some punch at range in case it was outranged by a foe. This one is now definitely more emphasising the getting close, personal, and just stabbing them up. And I really like it. Heat efficient, it's manoeuvrable, relatively quick. It's a pretty effective design. I mean, the Grasshopper I always thought was just one of those kind of, yeah, no-nonsense, straightforward kind of mechs anyway. It wasn't going to set people's world on fire. I don't think anyone was really truly enamoured with the Grasshopper to begin with. I don't think it was that popular even when it first arrived back in the 80s. But it's a scary mech. It's 70 tons, decent amount of armour, a pretty good jump range for its size as well, and yeah, a lot of good weaponry and heat sinks to manage it as well. And this model is just a really, really nice update of that. Now, as far as this match was concerned, classic don't chase the squirrel. So, at the beginning of this round, being its conquest, we had obviously a bunch of the team kind of split off, going for different objectives. And we had a couple of mechs. You can see their arrows over there in the distance there. They've gone for, I believe that's like Epsilon. All the way over there. Those two, they grab that point and they hang around there, and more than half of the enemy team have run off to go after these squirrels. I start firing them now. At least one of them is chasing. And it's incredible. It really is one of those moments where people, you always hear people saying like, don't chase the squirrel, don't chase the light, don't everybody go after mech. And it's like, yeah, there's like one or two of us going after the light. This one, no, there was like 6 of them. And it kept them split. And it really worked against them. Now, for a majority of the fight, I'm also kind of out of position, I'll admit. I was not in a good spot. The rest of the team did start to move off. I tried to help this assault mech that was being attacked by a Night Star, which is really nice to see, because Night Stars are another uncommon mech in MechWarrior Online. You don't really see it very often. I don't think that mech really made a splash with the community either, unfortunately. I think this one and the Night Star, those are two, unfortunately, put upon in-sphere mechs that just don't get much love. I guess the gameplay style of MechWarrior just never really worked for these two. The community never really jumped on them. I know a lot of people really hated the Grasshopper's height for some reason. They thought it was like way too tall, even though I'm pretty sure the mech has always been kind of lanky. It's always had that weird height thing going with it. And yeah, I thought the redesign for this was great. I was really happy that the Grasshopper actually got its time in one of these games, but you know, a lot of people just want. The problem is a lot of people just want their favourites, and they don't really want to think about what other people might like as their favourite mechs. You know, and it's nice to see PGI bringing in some things. Although I think PGI in the end were pandering a bit, but we now know why, financial reasons. But it was nice on occasion to see things like the Vulcan just pop up out of nowhere, because I bet there was no one who was running around posting forum things about, oh, we need the Vulcan. And I think it was the same with the Grasshopper as well. So it was nice to see that appear. And yeah, this is a pretty decent design. I like it. As far as history goes, there's not much else to say about it. It came out in 3064. It was made by one of the subsidiary companies called Lexacorp. for people who are interested. There are, by the way, in BattleTech there are so many different companies. They should, I'm not sure if they have, I don't think they have, but they should actually write up a source book just covering as many of the different companies as possible. Because as far as role-playing is concerned, being able to play like an espionage agent, like a bit of corporate espionage, like stealing company secrets and stuff, having a full write-up for a lot of these companies would be pretty damn fun. You know, moving around the different parts of the inner sphere, stuff like that as an agent, or like a counter-espionage agent trying to catch these people. That would be fun. That would be kind of cool in BattleTech's wider universe. Because that's what the cool thing is, BattleTech isn't always about the mechs, a lot of it is about the intrigue, the politics, the dirty dealings, the assassination, the life of a freelance agent of some type moving around the inner sphere, dealing with all of the shit that's happening around them, based on these grand political schemes of the likes of Hans Davian and later on like Katrina Steiner and all that, you know, especially during like things like the Fedcom Civil War and you know, having to deal with the machinations of groups like ROM from Comstar and all that, you know, all their dirty deeds that they're committing across the inner sphere. So yeah, overall I'd recommend this one. Obviously it suffers from the usual problems of the Grasshopper, a little bit of LSAS. Obviously it is a tall mech, so be aware that you can get seen from a greater distance at times. It does have some great maneuverability though, a lot of energy weapons to pack. If you haven't ever tried out a Grasshopper, I'd give it a go. Have a go with one. It's not too bad. I'm sure a lot of you have money at this point, C-bill wise, to get yourself a cheap version of it. And other than that, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.